So hello everybody, I'm Ray. Welcome back. It's been a long time I said that. This post is about the power of your voice, finding your voice. Without the power of your voice, who are you? Without the power of your voice, you can't express yourself. Without the power of your voice, without feeling free to express what you feel, what you need, to ask for what you want, to say who you are, to stand in your truth, to hold your space, you internalize all that. We shut down, we suppress. And what happens then? Everything we internalize, all the upset, all the irritation, all the anger, all the hurt, all the disappointment, all the things that we don't say get internalized, they get held in. And there you have stress that is causing all the imbalances emotionally, mentally, physically, all the symptoms. Your body is expressing all the stress that you can't say out loud. Not just the stress, it's a suppression of who you are. Your authentic expression, that's also stressful. There's a disconnect between what we feel and then what we say, what we express. I remember being told as a kid, children should be seen and not heard. It says a lot. I'm from a certain generation, but there are so many ways in which our voice and our expression gets shut down, suppressed, shamed. And that way we learn to hold ourselves in, hold so much in. And it's not just the uncomfortable feelings that we hold in. It's the joy. It's the, here I am, this is who I am. And we get told in so many ways not to be that thing that you are. That's my throat going again. I'm going through a bit of a healing today, I think, as I share this with you. It's so powerful to use your voice. Sorry, I've got my cat here in case you can hear purring. This is Puffy when we get told. Sorry, Puffy, you okay there? You can hear Puffy purring through the mic. Anyway, back to what I was talking about. I remember at school, something being very aware of what it was I should say, what I shouldn't say, and I learned to be quieter and quieter. I got bullied early on in middle school, quieter and quieter. I learned to hold myself in. In my 20s at work, the Monday morning meeting, I was terrified I might have to speak. My job as a consultant, I was terrified of speaking in meetings and presenting. I literally lost my voice. I froze in fear for so many reasons. And this has such a huge impact on your life. If you can't speak up, if you can't say yes to certain things, if you can't say no, it's very damaging. And again, we hold all that in, and then the body, having tried its best to accommodate all of this stuff, all of this feeling, it starts to show signs, symptoms of not being well, of being out of balance, of having to hold so much in. And again, as I've learned to heal stress, it's bringing all this together and understanding what stress is, where it comes from. And this understanding about the voice and everything that's being held in, and I did a post on that, it's like turning a tap. As you start to let things flow freely, you're freeing yourself and all of this stuff that's been held in. And I remember when I started to post on YouTube last year, I was terrified, absolutely terrified of it, being exposed, vulnerable, of being ridiculed and shamed. All sorts of things came up. And it wasn't really the reality, although there's a potential for that on YouTube, of course. But it wasn't that. It was what I'd learnt about expressing myself at an early age, very early on. So really, healing is about finding your voice, being able to express yourself, being able to share who you are and know that it's okay. It's okay to be you. Own that and to be comfortable with who you are. That's a deep sign of healing. Being able to be there and say, I don't care if you like me or not, here I am. And yeah, it's about being able to express yourself, what you love, what you don't love, and not needing to explain yourself, not needing to seek validation for that, Just being able to go through life comfortable in who you are, comfortable in expressing who you are. It's deeply healing, liberating. And there are so many ways that we lose our voice, we lose ourselves through that suppression. And I hadn't realized how important this was. It's been a natural unfolding as I've learned to reconnect, to be consciously connected to what I am feeling in the body. And no matter how uncomfortable, to be present with it and then to start to express it. This is how I feel. This is who I am. And to start to love myself unconditionally through it all the discomfort, all the understanding of what's been suppressed. And it's not just the uncomfortable stuff. It's the joy, it's the creativity, it's the what I love about life. Again, if we're holding all that in and we've learnt to internalize, that's where we start to see the imbalances in our health. And the body is holding all that. And the body is listening. Every cell is responding to you. You know, it's the frequency of thought and emotion. If it's all held in there, there's a lot that the body has to cope with and to process. So again, one of the most healing things we can do is to let it out, to start to speak up. And again, it's not something you need to force, but there's an awareness there that's already incredibly powerful, I feel. And there's a way that you can test this, okay? There's a very simple way. You come into the body, be in that presence with your body, what you're feeling. Okay, you don't need to overcomplicate it. It's where you put the focus of your attention. And then you can have your eyes closed, eyes open. You can do this walking around the house. It doesn't have to be complicated. And then you start to use your voice. Start to talk to yourself, to your body. I love myself. Here I am. I trust it's safe to say what I feel. I feel. And see how easy it is to say these things. A lot of the people I work with find it incredibly difficult to say things out loud in the beginning. And I know I did. I found it excruciating. I found it the most embarrassing, challenging, incredibly difficult thing just to say the most basic things out loud. And there you've got an indication of what's being held in. Okay? So again, let me know what you feel, what you think. Express yourself in the comments below. And as always, I look forward to seeing you in the next post.